Oh, we were talking about the faith-based initiatives, otherwise known as the FBI's, which are real humorous. So, continue, please.
Okay, so when all that was over, it basically ended with 9/11, with a shift in the economy. At that point, I was running my own business, which I'd been involved in with my father for 12, 13 years, freight transportation, in which we did uh, we found freight all around the country and kept track of trucks all around the country and put them together. Our job was to know who would likely have a truck in what area, that wanted to go to what area, where they were, and who to contact. And we were a commission-based agency. We weren't a broker. We didn't buy the freight and sell the freight movement. We just took a commission from the transportation company, and that business sort of fell off along with the economy in 9/11. And after a couple of months of not paying myself, I closed that business down and went on to look for other things. Um, Through a series of, I would have to call, misadventures, I was injured at work and was not unable to work for an extended period of time, and it was long enough time that I was actually given full disability benefits under Social Security, um, which anybody will tell you is not an easy thing to get.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine.
And and uh, and at that point, I chose to go to work on Ed Pulaski's campaign,
Okay.
and it was really for two reasons. One was to challenge myself to see, was I capable of doing the work and getting it done, and the other was Bill Hite, who had been the mayor when I was battling through the theater outlet,
Okay.
was running for re-election, and the last thing I wanted to see was him re-elected. And I had made the statement, and I made it to many people before Ed even announced his candidacy, that if nobody else was going to do it, I was going to have to run for mayor, because I could not let Bill Hite be re-elected.
So that was
That was
almost
my
like a turning point
that
right
was my
there.
motivation. I was
Right,
very
right.
glad at the time to find Ed. I had run into Ed previously in his role as head of the Alliance for Building Communities. I was on the school board, and one of the buildings that the then current mayor Hite was trying to tear down in order to augment his plans for the hockey
The
arena.
hockey arena, yes.
He came to the school board and asked the school board to give up tax liens on a building, and it didn't seem right to me. They were telling us it was an emergency; they had to tear this building down, and the building had just been vacated.
Mm.
It was not in bad shape, and the city has quite an inventory of buildings that are in very bad shape. And I just couldn't buy that there was nothing going on, and it was a building between. It's in fact still standing and now in bad condition, um, next to Cata Garments off of Linden Street between 8th and 9th.
Wow. Okay.
And it was adjacent to the parking lot, and it made sense that it would have added to the parking lot. And I suggested to the school board that they not approve giving up our tax liens on the building, and they, as usual, voted against me and voted for it. But the next day I went to talk to Ed Pulaski, and I said, "Do you know anything about that building?" And he said, "Yes, I've been trying to buy that building to rehab it, and the city won't deal with me at all. They won't even talk to me about it."
Wow.
So at that point, I made it clear in the newspapers and to the school board that the mayor had tried to pull one over on us, and the school board actually rescinded their approval, which didn't make me popular.
Exactly. Yeah. Here we go.
And so that was one of the things that was going on. I'm kind of lost my place here.
No, no, no. You know, okay. I mean, these are some really interesting.
Well, there are backgrounds that
events you've
explain
done.
why
Yeah.
how I've been involved and why I've been involved.
No, I mean, and it seems like you've always had the, I guess, the pulse of the city, because you've been unorthodox in your ways, from your education to getting on the school board to even dealing with the future and, well, not the current mayor right now, Ed Pulaski. So you've actually know the ins and outs. So
Right. And this is where I met Ed, was
Mhm.
through this, and Ed helped me out by by giving me a letter that said, he was trying to buy the building,
Mhm.
and make it clear that the mayor was trying to pull a fast one over on the school district and the children of the city of Allentown. So when I heard that Ed was running for mayor, I stepped up and offered to go to work on his campaign.
Okay.
And I did, and in fact, I was highly identified with Ed throughout his campaign. First of all, I looked more
Yeah,
like
you
him
do have a look. You look like him.
most other people.
You look like his brother, probably.
Well, the first person into the office asked me if I was Ed's father. So I don't know. But by the end of the election, in fact, on election day, I was standing next to Ed, handing out pencils at an election polling place, telling people I was Ed Pulaski.
Wow.
And saying, "Here, I'll work for you after the election, just like this pencil will."
Wow. Okay.
And he was standing next to me, and nobody called me on it.
Wow.
I would go to events, and people would be congratulating me on, running for election and things, and I say, no, it's not me, that's Ed. They go, "Yeah, right." I say, "Oh, no, I'm not Ed." They go, "Yeah, right."
Oh, gosh.
I take him over to Ed's wife and say, "Tell him I'm not Ed." She go, "That's not Ed." They go, "You guys are so funny." It got to the point where I was afraid to go out with my wife because I thought I'd get Ed in trouble.
That's great. That's great. Well, okay. Tell me this then. So it's coming forward. You worked. Mayor Pulaski. He was voted in. So now what happened then? What?